Progress never moves in a straight line. Whether you're lifting weights, writing a novel, learning to cook, there's always that moment when things stop clicking. You're showing up, you're doing the work, but the growth, nowhere to be found. And that is the plateau. And it turns up in meditation too. That stalled feeling, it's not failure, it's friction. It's your mind signaling that it's outgrown the old routine. If the breath work that you've been using to ground yourself is suddenly feeling too flat, if the body scans that you've been doing to bring clarity suddenly feels mechanical, it isn't a dead end. Meditation plateaus are an invitation to take things in a new direction and to explore. In this episode, I'm going to be talking all about meditation plateaus, those times when your meditation practice seems to stop growing. Oh, but first, if you love meditation content that hits hard instead of drowning you in fluff, remember to subscribe. So, today we're talking all about meditation plateaus. You know, those moments when you feel like you're running in place. You feel like you're mentally, emotionally, or even physically not going anywhere. You're still sitting down, you're still closing your eyes, you're still observing your breath, but nothing's happening. Perhaps you're starting to feel bored, numb, distracted in your meditation practice. When you can't see progress, you might think that you're doing something wrong, but here is the truth. Your meditation is not broken. It's actually more likely that you are progressing even though you feel that you're stagnant. Zen master Shunryu Suzuki once said, "After you have practiced meditation for a while, you will realize that it is not possible to make rapid, extraordinary progress. Even though you try very hard, the progress that you make is always little by little. It's not like going out in a shower in which you know when you're getting wet. It's a fog. Now, in a fog, you do not know that you are getting wet, but as you continue walking, you do get wet little by little. Now, if your mind has ideas of progress, you might say, oh, this place is terrible. But actually, it is not. When you get wet in a fog, it is very difficult to dry yourself. So there is no need to worry about progress." Fabulous little Shunryu Suzuki quote for you. So, the first thing is to know that you probably still are progressing in your meditation practice, even if you feel as though things are getting a little bit stagnant. It's probably that the progress that you are making simply isn't as obvious as it was in the beginning. But what if you really have hit a wall and your meditation practice really isn't going anywhere? Well, listen. Plateaus happen in every practice, and meditation is no different. Your mind, just like your body, adapts. And if you keep doing the same thing time and again, you'll stop making progress. The good news, however, is that you've hit a point at which you've grown to a certain level, and now it's time to go a different path. Legendary football manager Sir Alex Ferguson once said, "Your most difficult moments lead to your greatest achievements. Creativity is the key to progress." Creativity. That's crucial. Creativity. Not pushing harder, not going longer, getting creative. With that in mind, here are some of my favorite creative ways to reignite your meditation practice and to get past the meditation plateau that many of us experience. First of all, switch up your technique. The first thing that I tell my private clients when they get to a plateau is try something new. If you've been doing breath awareness, try metta, for instance, loving kindness. If body scans are starting to feel stale, well, maybe go and do open awareness. Don't throw away what's been working, just expand on it. Sometimes a small shift is all it takes to bring back presence. I've helped my clients reignite their meditation practice simply by switching techniques. For example, changing from breath awareness to tratica can make a huge difference. Going from that closed eyes breath awareness to open eyes focusing on something externally. Little changes like that can totally reignite your meditation practice. You'll be surprised how just taking a few steps on a different path can really start to accelerate your progress. If you are interested in learning different meditation techniques, visit my site, thedailymeditation.com, for guides for more than 50 of the world's top meditation techniques. When you pick a new meditation technique, it gives you novelty, and that novelty will help snap your mind out of autopilot. Next, bring in a bit of curiosity. A huge killer of meditation is expectation. You sit down hoping for peace, and then it doesn't come. You label the session a failure, and you start to consider giving up entirely. Instead, try this. Simply ask, what's here right now? Just that simple question, what's here right now? Ask that without any judgment, with no attachments to results. Just ask that question with curiosity. Investigate, like the way a child investigates something new, or how a scientist observes. Have with your meditation what Buddhism calls beginner's mind, or shoshin. That is experiencing things, learning things with a playful curiosity, as though you're experiencing it for the first time. What I'm trying to say in all of this is basically, when your meditation feels stagnant, be a bit more explorative. Next, meditate with a guide. It's very easy to get stuck in patterns when you're meditating by yourself because, of course, you are confined by your own cognitive biases. A teacher can help you break through that. A good teacher can spot where you're stuck, they can offer advanced techniques, and they can guide you through the emotional resistance that can often come up when you try to go deeper in meditation. Maybe you think that you don't need a guide, and to a degree, I might agree. You definitely don't need the type of guide that most people bizarrely go to, which is an app. But what you might need is a conversation. Someone to talk it through with. If you're feeling stuck, having somebody else who knows about meditation, especially an expert, just to talk to can make a big difference. So if you have a really close friend who's very knowledgeable about meditation, talk to them. Or if you like, come and talk to me on thedailymeditation.com in a private session. And together we'll get your practice moving again. Also, do consider journaling. The benefits of meditation don't always show up when you're actually sitting on the cushion. Sometimes they show up later. So by using a meditation journal and filling it out a few hours after your meditation session, you can stop and sit back and say, okay, what happened today? What did I notice today? What felt different today? What felt nourishing? Journaling in that way can make you more aware of the changes that your meditation practice is bringing, many of which might not be directly inside your actual meditation session. Next, set meaningful goals. Meditation is not just about relaxation, it is about transformation. Set goals that matter to you. I've worked with clients who've used meditation for everything from healing trauma to breaking bad habits to even quitting drinking. When you make your meditation practice deeply personal, it becomes more powerful. It gives you direction. It gives you purpose. There's this massive misunderstanding that meditation should not have a goal, as though all those Buddhist monks who are deliberately walking the path to enlightenment by following the Dharma for their entire lives, in fact, don't have any goal at all. Weird, right? So this is just a misunderstanding. The misunderstanding here is this. In certain types of meditation, most particularly Buddhist ones such as Samatha and Anapanasati, you should not have a goal during your meditation time. As in, when you're actually on the cushion, then you should not have a goal. And the reason why is because it will hold you back from rigpa, which is from pure awareness. But even in that case, you can still have a goal in your meditation practice, broader term, that you're not aware of inside your meditation time, you're only aware of it outside. So you're aware of your goal for most of your life, like most of your daytime, you're aware of your goal. You simply let that goal go during your actual meditation session so that it doesn't interfere with things. I will actually point out, however, that some meditations do directly have a goal. For instance, in Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, he states that the goal of dhyana is samyama. Just for example, and there's a ton of similar things, lots of meditation techniques do have an exact goal. But all that aside, the simple fact is the reason that you should have a goal in meditation is sheer psychology. Having a meaningful goal triggers dopamine and executive attention, which reignites your motivation and helps you push through the stagnation. Make it something personally meaningful and deeply important to you. For instance, I once set the goal of forgiving my deceased father for the wrongs that he did when he was drinking. I succeeded, and the change in perspective completely changed my life. It allowed me to let go of so much pain and to remember my father fondly, all through my meditation practice. So make it personal. You can set any goal that you want, any goal that involves your mind. For instance, another example, years ago, I set the goal of using meditation to quit smoking, and I was successful. These goals will motivate you to go further in your meditation practice. Also, sit longer, sit shorter, whatever you want, but do it with more intention. If you've been meditating for 10 minutes a day, try extending it to 15. If that feels too much, then why not shorten it to 5? It doesn't actually matter the exact duration of meditation practice, it's more about intent. Whatever length you want to go for, bring more presence into each moment that you do meditate. I want to reiterate, do not get fixed on simply making your sessions longer. Sure, your favorite spiritual influencer loves bragging about that time when they meditated for 90 hours straight during a Vipassana retreat. Good job, Bucky, have a cookie. In reality, meditation is not about setting endurance records, so just do it for however long you like. But do try to pour more intention in. Now, there's something that I want to tell you. There's a hidden truth behind meditation plateaus, and that is this. A plateau is not a failure. It is an invitation to make change, an invitation to mix things up, to do techniques that you haven't done before, perhaps to meditate in new places, or perhaps with different people. So if you have hit a meditation plateau, if you do feel that you're not progressing, use it as an opportunity to experiment, to explore, and to mix up your practice. And if you do feel too stagnant and you need just a little bit of help getting back on track and progressing, then come and meditate with me. In one meditation session, I will completely regalvanize your meditation practice. So, why not book a session with me on thedailymeditation.com? I hope you found this episode helpful. I hope that if you are at that meditation plateau, that perhaps it offers a bit of inspiration, a bit of wisdom to help you to continue down the good path. Thank you for joining me. I would love it if you could comment, subscribe, and like. And I'll see you next time.